Holy fuck.
It's just like unironically hot as shit.
So fucking, like, I'd
so
be
good.
listening to that at work, just like nodding my head. That's just awesome.
On a permanent loop.
Just like, oh my god, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you, Secret Online. I hope we said that right.
Yeah,
Do
I
you have
hope
it
that
right
was
now?
right. Yeah, at cyber.space.
Yes,
The classic.
cool.
I used to have a cyberspace account.
Damn.
Yeah,
I
way
remember
back.
that. I remember you trying to explain to me what custom emojis were, and I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I was like, but just download them. And you're like, no, different instances. I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
they're emojis that come in your phone.
This is haha yeah.
Hey, what's up? Haha, yeah.
I'm Hyperlink.
I'm Sel. How's it going, everybody? Hype, I got a quick question for you.
I'm so ready.
Describe a horse to someone who's never seen one.
we're starting so strong.
Well, I could start weaker. But
No,
I think,
please do not. That's the exact level I wanted to jump in at.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I want you to get really scared because
My heart is racing instantly.
the horse, I mean, some people are like horse mancers to me. They have like a positive relationship with this veritable beast of the land.
Right.
But I know the horse to be a beast.
Right. You know better than the horseman.
yeah,
A horsemancer, like, to become a horse one, which is what I call a horsemancer, by the way. To become a horsemancer, you need to, like, remove some sort of fear gland. Like, you can't fully comprehend a horse.
Well, I feel like they've developed some sort of pact. It's not a mutual understanding, but it's a tacit agreement. I have no relationship with horse kind.
No.
And they will betray me on the tap of a hoof. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. If you even gallop one wrong way once,
Right.
you're done.
These horses have a word for me, and it is target.
Yes.
So, victim is another word the horses would use as they're conspiring in the night.
Right. What I'm noticing is that you're going directly for the emotional response to the horse before you get into any physical
That's
attribute.
how I need you to prepare, because
Right.
if I just tell you, oh, big dumb eyes, you're going
Right.
to be like, this is silly.
All right, like, I've
but there's
seen it.
nothing
Yeah.
silly about
No.
what a horse can do.
Right.
What a horse can do is run so fast
They're,
and
like,
kick
fast
so
as
loud.
fuck. Like, loudest kicks in the West.
That's what they say about horses.
Yeah.
Horses are nature's least friendly friend.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I mean, because they are.
I mean, like, we're friends with them.
A horse is tsundere at best. You know, it might like you, but it's gonna act like it doesn't really like you.
Gotcha.
It will
Baka.
manja a carrot.
All right, yeah.
Horses will manja the carrot. I mean, you can kind of like not necessarily earn its trust, but like forge like a sort of like tenuous agreement between you and the horse. I still haven't just physically described the horse.
No.
I'm telling you horse strategies.
Well, you have to approach it somewhere. You're going broad before getting very granular.
And speaking of broad, I mean, it's like a rippling thick mass
Yes.
of legs and body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what word comes to my mind? Sinewy.
No, I imagine a horse like thick and intimidating. I imagine
trunk-like.
muscle. Yeah. All trunks
sinewy
animal.
mean?
Sinewy is like thin and stringy, like a little piece
Like
of
horse flesh.
prosciutto. Yes.
Okay, so I'm getting like wide and powerful.
Definitely wide, definitely powerful.
And fear.
And fear. You should be afraid. If you see a horse, something has gone wrong. That's the noise you should make. Sometimes I wake up and for like a brief moment, I'm like covered in like sweat and piss from a nightmare. And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, oh Jesus. Like, thank God horses aren't real.
Yeah.
And then
You like have a second bout of sweat
Because I
and
remember
piss.
the horses can.
Yeah.
Horses can and are.
Horses can and are.
They
That's
can
a
and
really
are.
beautiful statement. I really like that.
So, I mean, I never understood those British pranksters of Monty Python when
Yeah.
they, wouldn't it be funny what it would be like if we could ride a horse? Don't fucking joke
Don't even
about
think
that.
about it.
Don't even think about that.
Don't even look at it. So maybe what you're telling me is you don't want to be describing a horse to someone who's never seen one because you're like ruining their innocence.
We're already in an apocalyptic scenario.
Right,
We're
This
huddled
is
down
the
in a
end.
bunker.
Yeah.
I'm grasping
a
both
horse
your shoulders
outside.
and openly crying. Can't even hold it back anymore. And I'm like, I need you to imagine this animal. Yeah.
And I like open my just like super innocent eyes, dewy eyed. I have no idea what a horse is. I'm in this concrete world. I'm like, why do we need to be so safe? I want to go outside. It looks so peaceful out. I can see there's a brook. Everything's beautiful. It smells so nice in the little window. And you're saying, do not.
If I'm describing a horse to you, Bird Box is happening.
I've never
we are
seen
in
that.
Bird Box. Horse box. Any horse is horse box instantaneously.
So I don't know anything about that.
About hearse box? Hearse box. That's
Hearse
what we'll
box
put you in.
is what
we'll
a
put
horse
you
will
in
put
that.
you in
Yeah,
that and then tow you to your grave. They know no boundaries.
They know no boundaries, but they do like apples.
Oh,
Just like me.
oh, so they're cute.
No. No. We talked about this.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why you gotta
In the
start.
bunker.
That's why you gotta start with fear in the bunker.
Yeah.
Do not let them win you over.
I would never. If I met a horse, I would distrust it immediately.
Right, and it would you too. So that's the right response.
Yeah. All right. Well, I feel like I've gotten a few things about the horse.
Yeah.
One, fear.
And then that's all.
And that's it.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What does it mean to be bird-brained?
So, like, okay. I'm excited by this question because I think, like, there are different ways of being. and one of them is bird-like. And to be bird-like is like, it means to experience the world in like little pecks. You know what I mean? Like, to be a human being is to like experience the world in waves of sweaty energy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
like you're like phenomena, like just crashing into your lower brainstem.
Like desperate planning.
I feel like a bird, like, I feel like I get closer to bird-brained every single day. I'm just like twitchy, I'm small, I'm like, what's over here? Oh, is that a seed? Is that a nut? A bit of grass? Like, that's, to me, that's all a bird can think about. And I think that like that is like a sort of beautiful type of enlightenment that I would wish I could get to. The only problem is you have to physically move very fast to achieve bird brainness.
That's very true. Yeah, being a bird brain to me is very aspirational. It is a little bit anxious, but in like a hopping way. Not in like a running way.
It's like what it is. It is kind of like the ideal, right? It's like never address your anxiety, but make it a strength. That's what bird brain is, you know?
And also think small, but dream big.
That's exactly what birds do all the time.
That's what they're always doing.
Yeah.
They got their head in the clouds, but they're only thinking about grass.
No, I think that that's a really cute thing. I wouldn't mind being bird-brained at all.
I think that I would like to be bird-brained.
Absolutely. I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Do you want to go to the cash sack? Do you want to go to the big money store? Do you want to go to the ATM? The bank? Do you want to go to the bag, secured? Are you ready for a little spawn con? A little sponso conso? A little sponsored content? Are you ready? Our advertising director, the lovely and glamorous Dirt at LGBT.cool, has lined up our first ad for us. I'm like really, really excited for this exciting new partnership. I don't know if you're ready. I feel like the check is in the mail and we've got our first ad.
Oh my god, we got our first finally. I mean, this is the plan the whole time.
We fucking made it. Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
Quit our 9 to 5.
Can't believe it took this many fucking episodes. But yes,
fucking disgusting. All right, so here we go. So this is, and you can't laugh.
Okay.
If you laugh, we forfeit every penny of this money.
I'm under such
You are already laughing.
Yeah, I'm already laughing. Okay. Right. We're gonna make it through. This is a very serious ad.
Very serious.
Okay.
And we're gonna get paid. If you laugh once, I mean, we're done. All right.
Sounds great.
Have you ever walked betwixt one room and another and thought, this is fine, but this door just isn't permeable? It's not glitzy. It's not piggy. If this sounds like you and you have no other problems, we have all the answers down at... That's it. We lost the fucking money. We have all the answers down at Dora's Board Doors d'Or. Listeners of Haha Yeah can get a free 30-day trial of the deluxe gold hold board door by going to doorsboard.biz and using offer code FORGIVENESS, all caps. Don't get it wrong. That's doorsboard.doors d'Or.biz. Offer code FORGIVENESS. Dora's Board Doors d'Or. Available wherever these types of matters are handled.
Oh my god. I feel like I reverse aged 5 years listening to that.
Shed 5 layers of skin.
Oh my god, I feel like all my just my skin just
at least you look
off
because we're not getting paid.
No, absolutely not. I fucked that up.
Yeah.
Unmarketable.
How amazing is our advertising director? She's worth every penny.
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah. A true legend.
Oh my god.
That was extremely fucking delightful.
She's the best.
I have something for you now.
Oh yeah, yeah, please.
Thanks, Sundar. Here at Google, we've been so proud to develop products and websites and even an app that people use every single day, from Google Map to Google Image Search. Now, today, we are so excited to announce the next amazing Google site.
Yeah.
And here to tell you all about it, I'd like to welcome to the stage our head of new product imagination and development, Sell on the Web.
Oh.
Sell?
Oh, I'm on right now. Is the mic hot? Oh yeah, the mic's hot. Hi everybody, hello. Hi, welcome to the keynote. Thank you so much for coming. I'm looking great, and so are you. There's thousands of people here today, and everybody is so excited to find out exactly what it is I'm about to tell you.
Woo!
I know you are. Hey, stand up. Stand up.
Hello.
Sit down. All right, great. Thank you so much for coming today. What we're offering to you today is something that you've never thought of, and you never will again. And what it is Google's first looking glass experience. There's one, and there's only one. It's highly exclusive. This is for our prime Google customers. Only the top 1% of Googlers will have this experience available, and the rest of you, it's an aspiration. It's a dream. And we're going to talk about it right now. I'd like to welcome to the stage Dr. Hype R. Link to talk a little bit about the ceremonial looking glass.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm so excited to be standing here today in the Sergey Brin Amphitheater to tell you all about our most exciting looking glass product experience development category that we've ever imagined. Yeah, this one's a big deal. It starts with the construction. Folks, this is the first Gorilla Glass looking glass ever developed by gorillas. We did it. Our engineers, it's a feat of engineering to get glass this hard, this thick, and this untenably opaque. This is a completely thick, square glass enclosure. And it's full of little marbles.
Oh, God.
It's also big, folks. Let me tell you, this is about 7 inches across on both sides.
It's big.
It's big. And it is heavy as hell.
Can we get that on tape together? 1, 2, 3. Heavy as hell.
Heavy as hell. I thought you were going to make me say it's big. Thankfully, this is still just the rehearsal.
No, this is live right now. People are booing us as they shut up.
Wait. I haven't even told you about the cellular connectivity.
Just hush.
This thing got Bluetooth, baby.
And one more thing.
It's made.
Not edible.
That's so right. It's exactly not edible. Please, if you can fit your mouth around this big ass looking glass cube, I encourage you to not take a big chomp out of it.
Fucking marbles. It's only for the best Googlers in town.
Yeah. No, and it starts.
We will be sending the best Googler in your hometown to our headquarters, and they will be competing for a right to step into the marble box and see the sky in a way no one ever has before.
This is not optional.
This is not. They've been taken.
They're already gone, and they have
What
to do
is the
this.
criteria for being a professional Googler?
Volume of searches.
What? Why? Who? When? Where?
What? Why? God. Fuck. I'm losing out. God damn it. I can't get my little fingers fast enough.
You know how you hit first place? Taken, snatched from your desk.
just gone. Never to type another query.
Where's Jeremy?
Yeah. Oh, Jeremy Googled too fast, and now Jeremy's gone.
They're working in the Google mines.
They got him down at HQ.
How do you think they got those answers so quick? They Google them. They hand Google them.
You can Google so much that you learn too much, and then you are put in the Google mine.
Yeah.
That's the social contract.
And the thing is, and this is, I can't believe we're doing this on a hot mic because thousands of people are hearing us talk about this. But once they have a certain number of people, like I don't even know, and I work for Google. I'm up there.
Right.
I don't even know what they're going to do with everybody once they've like reached a certain number.
Right. Yeah.
The number isn't disclosed to me. No. I have to wonder what's going to happen. I don't want to say I'm worried. In fact, I don't really feel much about it at all.
Right. It's funny when you go down to the Google mine and everyone's so sweaty and in the dark. Uh-huh. There's a big sort of like valve on the wall.
Yeah.
And it does just say number of Googlers. And it just is slowly getting fuller and fuller.
Sometimes it dips,
but it gets closer and closer to the red zone.
No.
And we've never seen it hit the red zone. And we don't know what's going to happen.
No.
We don't know what will happen in the red zone.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you, California.
You. That's the funniest crowd thing for me. When they point at people, you. What the fuck does that mean?
At the end of my keynote, I run and give a high five to everyone in the front.
They don't put their hand up inside.
Yeah. I take the set list, which is a piece of paper that just says big glass square, and toss it to the crowd.
Sorry, I'm still stuck on you running, and nobody puts their hand up. It's like people are shuffling the lead, and just...
All right. Thanks so much.
You.
California. Woo! Googlers.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay. I got another question for you. Let me find it. I just had to. Okay. This isn't even a conceit or a high concept. I just want to know more about the woman surfing emoji.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking me that.
Yeah.
I really like the woman surfing emoji.
Just
I post it probably a dozen times a day.
Yeah.
First of all, I guess I'll preface it by saying that I have a very good friend. I won't name drop them, but I have a very good friend who once pointed out to me the best emoji is the sandal emoji. And that's stuck with me. I mean, they've said a lot of things to me. This is a good friend of mine. That's the one thing that I really always think about is that the sandal emoji. Yeah.
Whoa, that is a good emoji.
It's a really good emoji. And I think what's so good about it is it's complete lack of dynamism. It represents very little. It represents this goes on your foot. And then not in the same way that the running shoe does, not in the same way I don't know if there's a boot, but the sandal is so perfectly boring and angled in such a way that it's deeply exciting to me.
I totally agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Every part of this
it's really good. And so what that got me thinking of is there's a lot of emojis and some of them bear inclusion and some of them don't. I'm not going to go into which one, and I think actually that varies on the person. Mm-hmm. But to me, the woman surfing emoji captures the same boring elegance of the sandal, but with a little extra motion, with a little feminist flair. The man surfing emoji is nuts. And
would never use that.
And I almost aesthetically,
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ, like, get off the fucking board.
Right.
And, like, you know, learn something, read a book.
A complete waste of my time.
Like truly, the woman surfing, I mean, the little splash of color that she's got on her, I almost called it a jerkin, her surfing jerkin, as a wetsuit. It's like so pretty. Someone once pointed out to me that on certain monitors, it has like the trans flag colors. Big fan of that.
Oh,
but that's, if anything, that is subconscious. I think that just to me, like, she's like enjoying her life quietly. Like the look on her face is like a little smile. And she's like totally like at ease in this like precarious situation, but she's like writing it out. I feel like if there was like another panel in like the panel of the emoji surfing lady's life, she would be like in a perfectly becalmed sea. She like finished the wave.
Oh yeah,
she wrote it out.
I totally agree.
She'd be like standing there and like just still smiling out into the middle distance across the ocean. That's exactly where I see her. But in that one freeze frame moment that we do get to know the surfing woman emoji, she's just calm. Things are happening around her. But it's just beautiful. And she's moving from one thing to the next. She's like clearly, you know, engaged. She's displaying mastery, but you wouldn't see it if you just glance at it. If you glance at it, it would still be the sandal emoji in your head. But all of a sudden, there's something under the surface that is, it's so good.
Wow.
And I really mean this. I'm
so sincere right now. This is amazing.
That's really how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I just love the surfing woman emoji. I love posting her because, like, again, people, I mean, I don't know how many times you fucking went through your emoji list and didn't even register that she was there.
Right.
If you see that on the TL, if you see that in person on like a wall, you'd be like, woman surfing emoji. You wouldn't even think about it. But like, there's so much under the surface. There's so much exciting, enticing energy there that I mean, it's just so exciting to me.
Wow.
And like, you know, again, there's lots of action shots. There's like, you know, fucking other emojis. I couldn't even name one other emoji. It really has taken over my life.
Yeah, it's great.
I also like pitted her against the carousel horse emoji.
Yeah, no, carousel was not even close.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It was close. She did win, and I think that it's obvious why, because of her unending, like, almost existential allure. But I think that the carousel horse, like, is the same idea, but it's a much more static. Like, a carousel horse is not a real horse, and thank God it's not, because a horse is a terrifying
horses fucking
thing.
suck.
It's a fucking vile,
Yeah, oh my God.
something I can't even comprehend.
Right.
But like, it is completely stationary. It's made of wood. It is ostensibly moving, but it's almost like a frozen carnival situation. It doesn't have the same je ne sais quoi some people say. This is not the same.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think that also that if I'm remembering this carousel horse, which again, not a real horse, if I'm remembering this false horse, a shudder down my spine.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering this false horse correctly, isn't it kind of divorced from the context of motion?
Yes.
Like, yeah, it's not like, oh, here's a horse that you can see by the bars is clearly a part of an actively moving carousel. That might change things.
Yeah.
There's a narrative to the woman surfing emoji.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's why the carousel horse instantly does not compare to me. Because sure, it has that sandal factor, but it's no greater than the sandal. And even the sandal is better than that horse because at least
has no pretensions.
Yeah. And I can see how I would integrate that sandal into my life.
Exactly.
It's an everyday object that I can use. Carousel horse removed from any sort of context. Am I at a carnival?
Right. So that's the thing is that like when and this is like not a joke, when I look at that emoji, like I have like one flashing image in my head of like a time in my life that I was at a carnival. And it's like lovely and beautiful, but it can't be anything more than a memory.
Right.
There's an entire life happening in the woman surfing emoji.
Right.
It's like, it's so captivating. Yeah. I can't stress that enough that like she contains like multitudes. She's everything.
She does. She's everything.
No, I love her.
Okay, great. I'm glad that we got to talk about that.
No, me too. Like I actually haven't critically examined why. I'm just so compelled to post that every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But so long as we're keeping this funky space, I got a funky one for you. Would you rather emerge or burst?
I might have to take a moment to think about this one.
Yeah.
This is such an important question. Would I rather emerge or burst? I
can really see the gears turning. It's like awesome.
Because I'm really weighing both sides equally, and I'm gonna talk this out verbally.
Yeah, no, let's do it.
I'm having a really difficult time with this.
What are you doing?
So, when I see emerge, what I'm seeing is cresting the hill. There's been a struggle. Yeah. There's been a consistent daily effort, and now is your moment of triumph. You're coming out from that darkness through the power of your own legs to stand on top of that hill as the sun shines behind you and you've emerged from it.
Right.
And that is powerful. But what happens next? And that is why I'm so interested in bursting, because bursting is an eruption.
Yeah.
It is more cinematic and powerful than the emergence because it is finite.
Yeah.
It is James Murphy on stage of Madison Square Garden canceling LCD sound system before they can make a mistake.
Damn.
That is bursting.
That's bursting.
It's Kurt Cobain dying too young.
Absolutely.
That is bursting.
Bursting is wetter to me than emerging.
Well, of course, it's messier.
Yeah.
Emerging is a triumph, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
Bursting is complicated.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but it ends and it's over.
Yeah.
And you can't come back from bursting.
Right. I'm glad you're reasoning that out. So like it is difficult to choose between the two because both of them are so promising. Like bursting is like am I taking life in this one passionate rush, or is my life a long protracted push between one state of being to the next?
Yeah, it really is like a sort of like all-timer conundrum.
Yeah.
I mean, part of me loves the cinema of bursting.
Yeah. It's so romantic. Bursting is a romantic.
It's
sort
romantic
of thing.
and intoxicating,
Yeah.
and it's something that I wish I could do.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever bursted. I
Really?
think that I've only ever lived a really measured, calculated. Okay, I've only ever bursted under extreme duress in times of crisis.
Yeah, but that's a negative burst. And I think that's what's interesting is at the time that
those have been transformative.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to touch on because, like, yes, I was going to say that I don't think bursting is necessarily negative.
No, it's not. It's not. It can contain negativity. It's wet.
Right.
But, I mean, it's also an explosion of fire and light and heat and vibrance and passion.
Yeah.
It's all of those things.
So I think that, like, with that, I mean, with what we've, like, put together here, I would prefer to burst only because I feel like I'm constantly emerging. I feel like without even trying, I'm emerging.
Oh my God.
Bursting is like a moment where all your emerging comes to where two like sets of emergences collide is when things burst.
What you said about I'm always emerging, so I want to burst is really interesting. But I don't think it's not because you're not trying. I think it's because trying has been normalized in your life. You're always trying a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
it doesn't feel like trying, but you are always.
Oh, I mean, constantly. I mean, and that's like for so many different ways. I mean, that's like socialization, that's gender, that's like, your daily presentation, you have to work. I mean, that like you're training as a worker, as a laborer, as somebody who has to generate value. That's all constantly pushing.
But I mean, you can push in all those ways and not push in the other ways too.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, that's kind of what like how society is set up to emphasize those required pushes, but all the other stuff, there's no,
there's no structure around bursting,
Yeah.
which is what makes it bursting.
Well, there's also no structure around emerging in a personally validating way.
Okay. So,
I mean, like, as queer people, I think that we are uniquely positioned to have to struggle to find ourselves more. But, like, I was literally talking to some of my work friends today about how just, like, they can find it so difficult to just, like, do the things they're passionate about on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Not because they lack the motivation, just because the world isn't structured to enable that.
It is
literally exhausting. That is the word. And even we are in a privileged position in the fact that we have stable full-time employment.
Right.
That pays us enough to not have to stress about when our next meal is going to be. So it's like it's really difficult. So I think you should give yourself the credit of emerging in all of those important personal ways.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like whenever I am bursting, I'm always pressed about it. I'm always like,
but that's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah,
that's the beauty of it is that it's
control freak. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, and I think that is like. Maybe my like the reason I'm swept up in bursting right now is because I want to be bursting more because I feel I'm tired of emerging. I'm ready to pop into my next reality. And I think that like I was about to say the words I'm no longer scared to emerge, but I am. But I think that like I'm desensitized to emerging. How about that?
That's real. It is a practice. It's scary to put effort toward emerging.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that because, yes, I think that we kind of highlighted a few ways that we emerge passively, and then there are ways that we emerge consciously. We consciously try to emerge as, like, better people, as better artists, whatever it is. But to burst, something about, like, finally, okay. This is where I think I'm coming from. I think that, like, yes, I'm such a control freak. Bursting is a moment where all of my control, like I get to drop it, and there's nothing I can even do about it. I may be flailing, but the beauty of it is in the flailing. It contributes to the burst.
Huh. I think this helped me answer this question because I think that you want to burst and I want to emerge. I feel like me losing that control over the process of moving. It's gonna fuck me up so bad.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing is that you're gonna burst whether you want to or not.
Right.
You can emerge passively, but a burst is out of the blue.
Yeah. Well, or even worse, it's the outcome of a lot of pressure.
Yes, but again, then I would no longer call that Oh, maybe I would call that bursting.
It is bursting.
I'm thinking about like, other words for like a rapid transition from one state to another. Popping, cracking. Bursting to me is like, I was going to use the word violent. It is violent.
It is
I don't know.
It is
maybe
violent.
I think it really is my own perception coloring it. Because to me, like, I'm idealizing bursting as something that's like, it's just finally a change. I don't know about you, but I feel like things are just like accreted around me constantly. Like, you just end up in these same cycles and routines. And while there is comfort in routine, at a certain point you're like, what if there's a better routine on the other side? And the only way to get to that better routine is to go through a burst.
I really empathize with that, but my experience of life recently, I felt like I actually get a lot out of going on a run every day, because I feel like I'm doing that in my personal life as well. Like, I feel like I'm finally on the path.
That's an active emergence.
I'm emerging.
Because there's certain emergences you can't control, like going to work. You have to go to a job you might not like because you have certain material needs that you have to participate in.
Yeah.
That is like a passive emergence. I would argue that like, okay, maybe there's another relationship between emerging and bursting, is that like you running every day is you emerging into like, you'll have one moment where you've like, oh, I've burst into the person I want to be.
I feel like it's too conscious and calculated. I feel like it's
I don't know. Do you ever like, I mean, I don't know. I have my own experience with exercise. All of a sudden, like, I appreciate the daily grind. Like you learn to love that. You're like, okay, like it's hard every single day. I'm eventually going to get something. And then one day you look in the mirror, you're like, oh my God, I've like, lost 5 pounds or whatever it is.
To me, that's an emergence.
To me, that's almost, maybe that's just the way I perceive stuff, is that like I can appreciate every single moment, but all of a sudden I feel like things are just happening to me. I'm always bursting into stuff.
I feel like this is just, it's just sort of like a way of looking at ourselves that is just different between us that we've just kind of discovered. Because like, I think that when I have that moment of like having like achieved a goal, what I feel in that moment is the process of climbing that hill to get to that moment, and I feel all of that at once. It's like a cascading moment of like that change that I've set into action, and that is what's satisfying. Whereas for you, I think it's just like you are enraptured in that one moment of being where you are.
I love orienting myself.
Yeah.
I love all of a sudden being somewhere completely and totally new and having to like create new directions that I could emerge into out of it. There's something about that, like, and it is very scary. And I think that if you had asked me this question maybe a few years ago, I would have said emergence. But as I've like grown into my own as a person a little bit more and accepted parts of me, I'm like ready for things I can't control a little bit more right now.
Wow.
That's how I feel anyway. Then again, I'm sitting here like talking about all this in like my very comfortable life where I know that I'm going to like have the meal that I made in the fridge, and I'm emerging into that, and I'm going to emerge into the day tomorrow, and I'm going to emerge into work. Maybe it's just my own like wrapped up self-interest that's making me want to burst.
No, I think it's just, I think it's good that we have that context in mind, but I think that this is really just about how we see ourselves in the abstract and how we imagine what is possible for ourselves.
Sure. And I think that like both of them are equally valid.
Oh, I totally
and I'm
agree.
sitting here thinking as you're saying this, I wish I was more comfortable with emerging into the way that you described it as like a daily exercise. I want to be there. And like I think that is like a shortcoming of mine that I sometimes can't commit to
I disagree. Stuff. I think it's kind of beautiful. I think that you've always wanted to be everything at once.
Yes. Oh, I've said that to you.
Yeah.
I do want to be.
I think that is magical.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, and I really want to stress how much I do admire your it's just the way you work on even this podcast. Like you are.
This has been an emergence for me.
It has been, and I've seen you like you work at it every single day, and like for me, I'm like, I'm gonna show up today and see what happens.
I think that's great. I think it's part of the magic of it.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Well, I love you, bud.
Love you too, dog. This question is gonna be a lot to think about.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for you.
You can, and sometimes you can't. And I think that like
I'm gonna keep running every day.
What I've just done is I presented a binary, and we know that's all bullshit. Yeah. Like there's gonna be certain moments where you're like, I'm so glad I'm emerging. And there's gonna be certain moments where I'm like, actually, I'm glad I burst.
Yeah, like the moments I have bursted, especially recently, have been positive life transformations.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
I really believe. Yeah, that's amazing. Well, we're all gonna make it.
I think that we are all gonna make
whether it's an emergence or a burst.
This has been.
Oh, yeah.
Before we go, I did want to just shout out really quickly. So Mads, the
Oh,
legend,
yes, absolutely.
the icon,
So
the
glad you
superstar,
remembered. Yeah.
has been starting a really cool art project.
Huge shout out.
Absolutely, the Gay Ennui periodical, fall winter 2019.
So cool.
And I just think that is the best idea I've ever heard in my entire life.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I look forward to. I'm going to be contributing. Hopefully, I make the cut.
Yeah.
But we want to shout her out, and I don't know. She might be accepting some submissions.
Yeah.
Sure.
I tried. I didn't see anything about submissions being closed when I looked at her page earlier tonight.
Right.
But if you're interested in participating in a little zine action
Mm-hmm.
about being queer, being gay, having ennui, or any combination thereof,
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend you check out Bitters, BYTTYRS at radical.town.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.